Hi, I'm Guy Massey. I'm a producer, recording engineer and mix engineer based in London. My credits include Spiritualized, The Beatles, Ed Sheeran and Ray Davis. So the artist we're going to be looking at today is a guy called Ajimal, who I've been working with the past couple of years. A song called Who Gives Me What I Want. Because of the limitations of a no-budget record in some ways, you know, we had to do most of it here. So the only things I recorded in a big studio were the strings and some of the pianos, but the rest of it was just done in this room. If you're limited by the size of an acoustic space like I am here, plugins like chambers and plates are indispensable. People use reverbs and plates to get a sense of space, and if that's not what you're going for, if you're going for some mad effect, you can then change those sounds dramatically with other things, with tape delays, with phasing. It all depends what the track needs. But if you're purely wanting a very natural sounding space, for me, the chamber works really well because you can just put it up, choose your room, and it's there. You don't have to fiddle with anything. It just sounds good. Now I'm going to play the drums in the track with no chamber, and then I'll add some chamber, and then I'll send the source pre-fade so we can listen to the different styles of chambers in the track. And for me, chamber 2 works because it's longer and it has a really beautiful natural tone to it, and it puts the drums in a space that's far more preferable to me than that tiny booth that I recorded them in. So I would go with chamber 2 for that style of drum, for sure. I worked on the Beatles anthology in Studio 2 for quite a long time, and we used the chamber quite a lot. As soon as I put it up, it did have that familiarity to me. When you first put it on and you just dial in a very simple setting, it seems to work perfectly and does sound, from my recollection, which is, you know, maybe a few years back, but it sounds very good to me. What I'm going to do now is go back to the Stone Room. I've worked there a couple of times. It was great for drums, but the settings I've got aren't fantastic for that. So I'll just play around with a couple of the settings and try and get something that's a bit more desirable for this sort of sound. So for me, that's gone from very, very tight and dry to something that's a little bit more expansive. It's nice, it's almost a slap on the snare drum now, because I've added S.T.E.E.D and given it like a 40 millisecond pre-delay into the chamber. So it makes that chamber seem bigger. Basically, S.T.E.E.D is a tape delay that has a function whereby you can re-feed that back into the input, the tape machine, to create a feedback loop. So it goes from one single echo to as many echoes as you like into complete feedback, and then that feeds the chamber, basically. You can just use the reverb by itself, or you can use S.T.E.E.D by itself, or you can use both. It's a very powerful delay section, the S.T.E.E.D section, so you can get some very interesting results really quickly with it. Reverb for me is really important because it can, I wouldn't say make or break a mix, but it can put instruments that may not have particular character in a space that then glues the whole mix together.